Of course it doesn't. Why should I bear any hatred towards someone who's obviously weaker than myself? All I feel is pity.
How very prideful.
That's exactly who I am. As of this moment, you're face to face with Escanor, the lion sin of pride. That massage was pretty average. Needs work. That's quite a pathetic display of City Hall. Are you really being outplayed by these low-level fools?
Stop yammering and look out behind you!
To remain calm and collected is the earned right of the powerful.
What just happened? Those spirits are being fueled by Meliodas' negative energy.
More drastic approaches at work. Out of respect for the fact that you're woman, I will refrain from using How very audacious. You've completely ignored the kindness that I've shown you. Well, in that case, why don't we let our fists do the talking until we're completely satisfied?
Don't you touch me, human. I'm warning you. Come at me again like that, and you'll suffer.
Well, I hate to admit it, but you're absolutely right. You are quite powerful. I'd say you're second only to me. How about we pick up where we left off? Super Slash! Cruel Sun!
Try full counter.
Escanor's power increases throughout the day along with the sunrise, reaching its peak potential at exactly high noon. For 1 minute, he'll be the manifestation of invincibility. He then becomes the one.
He's alive. Just for an instant, swaying inside the blaze. He was the one who looked more like a terrifying monster to me. Not bad for a human. See? There are so many more of them! Bye-bye, Mr. Tough Stuff. You were kind of fun.
rain of blood, the likes of which you cannot imagine, shall fall down upon you. It will be a storm of death. But take heed, struggler. Struggle, endure, contend. For that alone is the sword of one who defies death. Do not forget these words.
What is it you fear? We who are infinitely more powerful than you? Or perhaps it is the future, the path which you were destined to follow.
So that's their ploy. Sacrifice attracts creatures of darkness. Your body and every last drop of blood in it has been given as an offering to those of darkness.
If you believe this man to be a true friend, and if you regard him as a brother, then know this. When this man's ambition crumbles, is when you will face your death. A death you can never escape! Damn you!
It ebbs and flows, it comes and goes, and lifts you up, lets you go. It eats inside and splits your mind. You search around for others kind. You gotta stray from the state.
That is the destiny of those who receive the brand of sacrifice.
There is this. Memories overflow.
This beautiful feeling soars over the skies, moving through my body, out my mind. It rises up. My brain is just fucking insane. This is fucking insane.
This is war. It's no different than any other war. Nothing's changed. Nothing I can't handle. Nothing!
One new voice message.
I'm not like you. You're a murderer.
Well, to each his own. I chose my path, you chose the way of the hero. And they found you amusing for a while, the people of this city. But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you.
What is he doing? It's over! Really? You're not to engage anymore! Stand down and come back! Get on the ship! Damn it, boy. No. The remote control. It should be here. Rolly! I command you to get back here now, son! You'll listen to your father, do you hear me? What a waste! Don't do this, Vegeta!
think he's really finished this time?
I'm afraid so.
I'm not so sure. Shall we put him to a little test? Rowley, look! It's such a tragedy! It's your father! He was killed by a stray energy blast!
almost like you, but it just not enough.
You can't take my Gohan away from me! He's my baby and no one can take him away!
You can't take him because he's Goku's son. He can't be beaten.
Release it, Gohan! Release everything! Remember all the pain he's caused, the people he's hurt. Now make that your power!
Say goodbye! Vegeta! Now's your chance! What?
Android 16.
Oh, that's bad. I threw him too far. Gohan, let it go. It is not a sin to fight for the right cause. There are those who words alone will not reach. Cell is such a being. I know how you feel, Gohan. You are gentle. You do not like to hurt. I know because I too have learned
just say what I thought you said?
Subaru, you're shaking.
Don't give me that crap! There's nothing easy about giving up! Nothing! You think I'm just doing nothing, thinking about nothing, cutting myself off from everything, throwing my entire life away, leaving every last thing I know and care about behind, and that's all it took for me to call it quits? That's a lie! It was never that easy for me! It was so much easier for me to go on thinking that there was something I could do to make a real difference. But I know now that there's nothing I can do. There's no way out, understand? The only path everything leads to is giving up. If I could do something, then I'd do it. I swear that I would. You don't know what you're talking about. I have given up. Carrying it all was impossible from the very start. My hands are so small that it all slipped through my fingers, leaving nothing behind.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all. You have—
Bullshit! What do you know? What the hell do you actually know about me, huh? Nothing! I'll tell you what kind of man I really am. I have no strength, but I want it all. I have no knowledge, but all I do is dream. There's nothing I can do, but I struggle in vain like an idiot. I hate myself! All I do is talk a big game and make myself sound like a big shot when I can't do anything! I never do anything, yet I complain with the best of them like it's my job or something! Who the hell do I think I am? I'm a fraud! It's amazing that I can live like this and not feel ashamed! You know I'm right! I'm an empty shell! There's nothing inside me at all! I know there isn't. Guess that's obvious. Anybody could see that. Before I came to this place, before I got into the situation that led me to all of you, do you have any idea what I did with my life? I did nothing, that's what. I've never done a single thing worth mentioning. I had all that time and freedom, but I just squandered it away on nothing. I could have done anything with my life, but I never did a damn thing. And what you're looking at now is the result. This cowardly, weak, worthless crybaby. All of my powerlessness, all of my incompetence, is the product of my rotten and pathetic character. Wanting to accomplish something important when I've never done anything to earn it goes way beyond the limitations of arrogance. The cost of my lifetime of laziness and all the wasteful habits I forged along the way just ends up killing both you and me. That's right. I have no character. Even when I thought I could go on living here, nothing changed about who I really am. The old man back at the manor saw that part of me perfectly, didn't he? I wasn't trying to get stronger or trying to make things better. That was a lie. I was just striking an obvious pose to justify myself, to say that I was trying my best, that it wasn't like I wasn't doing anything, to be able to appear to be doing everything I could. I wanted to say I couldn't help it, to be told that it couldn't be helped. I was only pretending to push my body to the limit so that all of those excuses would be possible. Even when I had you help me study, I was just posing to cover up how embarrassed I felt to be such an incompetent idiot! Deep down inside, at the core of my heart, I'm just a small, cowardly, filthy piece of trash who's always worried about how they'll see me, how they'll accept or judge me, and nothing about me has changed! I've known it since the very beginning. Everything that was happening was my fault. I'm the lowest of the low. I absolutely hate myself. But it's not my fault. No, it is. I'm the one to blame.
It took a lot of blood for you to learn that lesson. Do me a favor, okay? Don't just sit there wallowing in your own guilt. That's not going to change anything either. You've got a problem with that, you know? You're complacent, you never change or adapt. That's why you're at fault. Did you think you could blame it on something else? Coincidence? Tragedy? Fate? Sorry, but destiny doesn't exist in this world. It's all just one person's circumstances colliding with another's. And who creates those circumstances? Would you care to guess? It's you, Kaneki. All the detriment in this world stems from a lack of individual ability. Jason sure nailed that one. If you were smart to the ways of the world, you and I may never have come together like this. All because you were such a fool. But you're supposed to take the moral high road and suffer, right? Do you think the lovebirds would agree? You could have picked one of them, and the other would still be alive. But you failed them both. Why are you crying? This is your doing. You said you'd rather feel pain yourself than inflict it on others. You choose to be neutral. But you know what happens when you play both sides? In the end, everybody loses. You saw what happened with your mother.
Shut up. Mom. Oh, Mom. I wish that you were still here with me. I hate being all alone. I miss you so much it hurts. Why couldn't you just live for me? You had a choice. Why didn't you choose me?
Even if it meant forsaking your aunt?
Yes, if she'd be here now!
Even if it meant hurting her?
If it had to be done!
Even if it meant killing her?
Whatever it takes!
Good boy. Now you've got it, Kaneki. You've learned the lesson your mother couldn't seem to grasp. That sometimes, to protect one thing, you have to have the resolve to let go of another. Her actions didn't make her kind, they made her weak. She didn't have the resolve, the strength to turn her back and focus on what's important. But you're not weak like she was. You have the power to break this chain of grief.
I won't let that happen. Anyone who tries to take them from me will get no mercy.
And what if your decision ends up being the wrong one in the end?
That won't happen because I'm not wrong. What's wrong is this messed up world.
If I may, I'd like to pose an interesting question. Are all human beings truly equal? These days, everywhere you go, there's talk about the fight for equality. As a wise man once said, heaven does not create one person above or below another. People like to throw his words around. But that's not the whole quote. He goes on to say that while we are all equal at birth, pretty soon things begin to change. Academic effort is what sets some people apart to rise above the others. At any rate, humans change over time based on their actions. Truth be told, at the end of the day, equality is just a fantasy. And most of us go through life denying the fact that we live in a meritocracy.
Listen, Megumi, I think you have just as much ability and potential as Yuji does. The only thing holding you back is your mindset. Megumi, you don't know how to bring out your best, do you?
Huh? Are you saying I haven't been giving it my best?
I'm not saying you haven't, I'm saying you can't. For example, in the ball game, why did you lay down that sacrifice bunt? Was it to advance the runner, even though it meant that you'd be out? That is good team play. But Yuji would always go for a home run, and so would I. I'm not saying a bunt is bad. Baseball is a team sport, and everyone has their role to play. But Jujutsu sorcery is an individual sport.
Isn't working with the other sorcerers important?
Of course. But no matter how many allies you have around you, when you die, you'll be alone. You can only piece together undervalued data on yourself and others. You can't imagine a stronger future version of yourself. Maybe that's because of your trump card. You believe that in the worst case, you can resolve everything at the cost of your life. And at that point, forget about beating me. You'll never even measure up to Nanami. Dying to win, and risking death to win, are completely different, Megumi. Give it your best. Be greedier.
thing is reliance. It's a fault of cowards. I have no need for such weakness. I have many subordinates, many who've pledged themselves to me, but I've never asked for any of their trust. I've asked for their allegiance, but faith is another matter altogether. In fact, I always told them to never trust anyone, including myself. Unfortunately, though, I've met no one who is strong enough to actually heed that warning. All creatures need to obey. No one can survive without trusting someone they feel is better, more worthy than themselves. To avoid that responsibility, those who are worthy look even higher, searching for more superior beings. And those superiors do the same, looking for even stronger individuals they can believe in. That is how all kings are created. It is also how gods are born.
I must admit, it never ceases to amaze me how brainless you can be. You've lost your weapon. Why are you just standing there? Ichigo! What's the difference between a king and his horse? What the hell are you saying? And I'm not talking about obvious stuff, like one's an animal and one's a person, or one has 2 legs and one has 4. Form, ability, and power. That's what's puzzling. If their form, ability, and power are exactly the same, why is it that one becomes the king and leads them into battle, while the other becomes the horse and carries the king? So what's the characteristic that distinguishes these 2 beings? There's only one answer. Instinct! In order for identical beings to get stronger and gain power, they need to develop a killer instinct. And that instinct is mostly forged in battle! They must develop an insatiable hunger to engage in battle. They must live to mercilessly crush, shred, and slice their enemies. This thirst for power is not an unnatural desire. In fact, it forms the very essence of our being. Deep within our body lies the honed instinct to dominate and slaughter our enemies! My friend, you don't have that! You use your brain to try and win a fight! You attempt to defeat your enemies with reason and logic. You don't tap into those pure base instincts that exist within your core, waiting to be released! And the simple matter is it doesn't work. You're weak! Ichigo! I won't put up with that. Am I clear? I don't know about Zangetsu, but I refuse to play horse to a king who's weaker than me. Someone whose uncertainty and hesitation will end up getting us both cut to pieces! If you aren't willing to assert your strength and retain the crown, then I'll destroy you. Which means I'll be king.
What happened? Where are they holding her? Where is my wife?
Oh no, sir. She'll be dead by now.
The human race has betrayed me for one final time, and they must be punished. Humans think, and scheme, and betray. To understand why they all must die. For we are about the business of wiping humanity from the earth. We will scour them off the land. We will continue to use the Night Hordes, all the creatures of terror that humanity once drove away. The way men do. That woman was the only reason on Earth for me to tolerate human life! There are no innocents! Not anymore! Any one of them could have stood up and said, no, we won't behave like animals anymore. I am Vlad Dracula Tepesh, and I have had enough!
Sorry for me. You're not warriors or soldiers. You're just murderers. Psychotic mass murderers who snuffed out the lives of countless people that never did you any wrong.
Don't you think I'm aware of that fact? I don't need you shoving it down my goddamn throat!
Then stop acting like you've got any right to feel sorry for yourself! We're living in a hell you two created! Are you proud of yourselves? You're not one of us! You've never been! You're not even human anymore!
Apology? Is that what you hope to get out of calling us murderers? Want us to feel bad? Want us to take the blame? Who are you talking to? The people you thought you knew don't exist, they're dead! But hey, screaming does it for you. Go ahead and scream your goddamn head off!
You're right. Who am I? What do I know? Still, I've got to do something. Anything. I swear to you, one way or another, the two of you will pay. And it's gonna hurt.
Losing something dear. You and I both experienced that pain. You strive for your justice, and I strive for mine. We're both just ordinary men who have been driven to seek vengeance in the name of justice. And if one comes to call vengeance justice, such justice will only breed further vengeance and trigger a vicious cycle of hatred.
Why didn't you just kill me? You don't fear death. You welcome it. Your punishment must be more severe.
Torture.
Yes. But not of your body. Of your soul.
Where am I?
Home. Where I learned the truth about despair. As will you. There's a reason why this prison is the worst hell on earth. Hope. Every man who has rotted here over the centuries has looked up to the light and imagined climbing to freedom. So easy. So simple. And like shipwrecked men turning to seaward from uncontrollable thirst. Many have died trying. And learned here that there can be no true despair without hope. So, as I terrorize Gotham, I will feed its people hope to poison their souls. I will let them believe that they can survive so that you can watch them clambering over each other to stay in the sun. You could watch me torture an entire city. And then when you truly understood the depth of your failure, we will fulfill Ra's al Ghul's destiny. We will destroy Gotham. And then, when it is done, and Gotham is ashes, then you have my permission to die.
Don't work yourself up like that. You would reopen your wound, and that would be very bad. You dying, my young Commodore, would truly spell my defeat. Come here, lad. Let us speak one last time. When I was dreaming of the past, there was something I remembered. My old residence. You should go pay it a visit. Very soon, I'll be dead. Before that happens, I need you to hear me out. I have a younger brother named Sendro. Please tell him to follow his heart and walk down the path he feels is right. And tell my father that I want him to look after himself. And lastly, about your sister. Know that I believe in her. I accept her as part of our ranks. Your sister shed blood to protect the people inside that train from demons. And anyone who does that, regardless of what is said to the contrary, is a rightful member of the Demon Slayer Corps. So hold your head high. If you are feeling disheartened, that you are somehow not enough, set your heart ablaze. Dry your eyes and look ahead. You may feel like digging your heels in, but the flow of time waits for no one. It won't patiently stand by as you grieve. Don't feel bad that I'm going to run. As a Hashira, it's natural I'd protect you all. The young buds must be allowed to bloom. Any other Hashira would have done the same as I. You must continue to grow. And eventually, you will end your age by becoming the next Hashira. I believe in each and every one of you.
The Clover Kingdom. In this place where magic is everything, there lives one boy who was born without it.
I'm somebody who was born without a single drop of magic power.
His mission is to become the next Wizard King.
I'm gonna be the Wizard King. I'll keep you and everybody else safe. Anybody can do it, as long as they're willing to work hard. Even me. I'll prove it. Show them all.
Is my grimoire running late or something?
Oh, wow! That's actually kind of awesome. Even if you're poor, you can still become the Wizard King.
Wizard King? You're joking. The thing is, these chains can measure the magic power of anyone they come in contact with, and you have none, not a single drop.
No matter how hard I push myself, I'll never be able to use magic.
You possess not the slightest bit of magic in a world where magic is everything? Why, that makes you a rare and precious bird indeed! This world has no use for someone like you, a poor magicless fool. You might as well give it all up right now. You are born a loser, you worthless runt!
Give up? There was a time in my life when I might have given up, but that's all behind me now! Get off of me! Just give me a second. That's all. Then I'll destroy this guy!
Why, human? Why do you not despair?
That's exactly what makes a battle worth fighting!
Tell me, boy, what are you?
This man is just like you.
He's no thief. He feeds on despair. He's a devil!
Even without traditional magic power, I will be the Wizard King! My message is never giving up!
Hey, I'm gonna need backup over here. Asa?
Captain Yomi said those words. Meant everything in the world to me. If I can't get through this, I'll never become the Wizard King. No matter what it takes, even if it means becoming a devil, I have to push past my limits. No point in asking if I can. I have to, so I will.
Right here, right now! I'll push past my limit! I know you're not done yet! Keep the entertainment coming!
You live to destroy, while the Wizard King lives to protect his kingdom and his people!
This is
is what you've always done. You have a way of making the impossible possible.
This is where you gotta push past your limits. If you don't, then your path ends here.
You fought well out there, but you should be very proud of the time you spent together as a team. We may have lost, but I believe that someday you'll look back on this match and know it wasn't a waste. Whatever anyone else says, as far as I'm concerned, Ichinan is the best damn soccer team!
No, we're a team that didn't make it to nationals because we lost in the prefectural qualifier. And I'm just an unknown second-year forward on that team. That's the reality.
What if... when I saw he was open, I hadn't passed, but taken the shot instead? Would that have changed the game? And maybe my whole life? Remember, it's one for all, and all for one. You can't do it alone. You can't possibly become the world's best unless you're also the world's biggest egoist. The things this guy is saying. Which is why we're all here. So I can create a player who has what it takes. It can't be right. Someone who will climb atop 299 corpses. A solitary hero. Now pass through and be transformed. Discard your common sense. Remember, out there on the field, you're the star. This is the opposite of everything I've been taught. Nothing should bring you more joy than your own goals. Live only for that glorious moment. And if you can't, then you're no striker at all.
It's not my actions that need to change. It's my way of thinking. I can't get caught up with how I used to be. To move forward, you have to rebuild by tearing down what was there before.
If it means winning, I don't mind destroying my own self. I'll be reborn again, as many times as it takes. Simply copying isn't enough. Instead, I have to go beyond the player I used to be. Change. Become new! Worthy of standing next to geniuses!
I came here to turn things around.
To become the best in the world!
Just what exactly is talent? A natural gift an individual is born with? Is it simply being blessed with a powerful physique? The way I see it, those make you nothing but a diamond in the rough. Take note. Actual talent means having the fortitude to prove one's own ability. Pity. You're all serious, Leo, it seems. Lock off. Anyone who wants to leave can go. Are your perspectives truly this limited? You'd rather be the top high schooler in this soccer backwater than the world's best striker? The future of Japan is in your hands? It's enough to make a man weep. What? Listen up. There's no denying Japanese soccer's first-rate teamwork. Call it the result of our country's characteristic thoughtfulness. But in all other aspects of the sport, we are second-rate. Let me ask you this. What is soccer? Is it about 11 players working together? The bonds that you form, self-sacrifice, fighting for your teammates. That kind of thinking is why this country's game has remained weak. I tell you the right answer. Soccer is about one thing. Scoring more goals than your opponent does. Whoever scores the most is the best. End of story. If you just want a fun game with your pals, then log off.
What's with this guy? He's freaking nuts.
Japan's team isn't weak. Do you mean the same losers who have never claimed a single World Cup? You're either the best there is or you're trash. Got it? Instead of assisting my teammates to win 1-0, it feels better to pull off a hat trick and lose 3-4. This direct quote from Noel Noah, who beat out Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo to win.
This is a battle with swords, not some fistfight. As long as one of us is still breathing, then this fight's not over.
You're making this a fight to the death? Why? There's no reason!
You mean you need a reason to fight? Why don't you just accept it? You crave power, isn't that right? You enjoy fighting as much as I do. And anyone who truly loves power, loves to measure that power in battle. It's a simple fact. The question is, do we fight in order to gain more power, or do we gain more power in order to fight? I haven't figured it out yet. But who cares? Because one thing is for certain. There is no reason we should ever deny it or try to change, because we were born this way! You have always wanted to fight, and you always will! It's part of you. You do it instinctively. You have no choice but to fight! Because it's the only way to gain power. If you want to control that power, fight! Take your sword and cut down your enemies!
Boy. On the day you were born, I made 2 knives, mixing metals from my home and from this land. One for myself, and when you were ready, one for you. Today is that day.
So I'm a man now, like you?
No. We are not men. We are more than that. The responsibility is far greater. And you must be better than me. Understand? Say it.
I will be better.
The power of this weapon, any weapon, comes from here. But only when tempered by this. By the discipline, the self-control of the one who wields it. That is where the true strength of a warrior lies. You must never forget that.
You crossed the line, Versa. You squeezed them, you hammered them to the point of desperation. And in their desperation, they turned to a man they didn't fully understand.
Criminals aren't complicated, Alfred. We just need to figure out what he's after.
With respect, Master Wayne, perhaps this is a man you don't fully understand either. A long time ago, I was in Burma. My friends and I were working for the local government. They were trying to buy the loyalty of tribal leaders by bribing them with precious stones. But their caravans were being raided in a forest not far from Rangoon by a bandit. So we went looking for the stones. In 6 months, we never met anyone who traded with him. One day, I saw a child playing with a ruby the size of a tangerine. The bandit had been throwing them away.
So why steal them?
Well, because he thought it was good sport, because some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Didn't you say you wouldn't let any of your comrades die?
Naruto!
You said, I'll never let my comrades die. Those were your words. Now, look around you and try to say them again. I said try to say those words again! As the bodies of your comrades grow cold in your arms, take in their deaths!
this will just keep happening. And all of your flippant words and ideals will become lies. This is the end result of ideals and hope. This is reality. Naruto, what is there here for you in this reality? Your mother and father are gone. Your master, Jiraiya, too. And if you keep standing against us, you'll continue to lose your friends one by one. This shall become a world where no one who acknowledges you will exist. The only thing that awaits you is your worst nightmare, which you know very well. Solitude.